Do you want to know what the fastest way is to get more views on your YouTube channel? I'm going to share the secrets with you to get click-through rates of over 18% on your videos. And these are on videos with more than 1 million impressions. So let's not waste another second and get right into it. So there are two things that you need to think about when you're trying to increase your click-through rate. The first one is the title of your video, and the second one is your thumbnail. Now, the title of your video is going to determine who YouTube shows your video to. So make sure that the title directs YouTube to show the right kind of person your video. If your title is not clear on the type of person that should be seeing your video, then your click-through rate is going to be really low. You only want YouTube to show your video to people that it's relevant to. If your video isn't relevant, your click-through rate is going to be low. So that's the first point of call. Make sure that your title is very specific and directs YouTube to a specific type of person so that they have an interest in the topic of your video and they're way more likely to consider clicking on it and start watching your video. Then your YouTube thumbnail, and this is the most important part. This is what's going to determine how many clicks you get on your video. It's the first thing people see when they arrive on their homepage, or when your video is suggested on the side while they're watching another video. And it's also the first thing they see when you come up in YouTube search. It needs to be eye-catching, it needs to be intriguing, and it needs to create curiosity so they actually want to click and start watching. So how do we capture their attention? Because we've only got 2 or 3 seconds to use the thumbnail to capture someone's attention and get them to click. You want to use bright colors that are going to stand out. Most people are going to be watching your videos on a mobile phone, so your thumbnail is going to be really small. So you need to consider that. The other thing is a lot of people are starting to use dark mode more than light mode on YouTube. So how is your thumbnail going to stand out in a dark mode? So make sure you're looking at your thumbnail examples when you're creating them and considering that they are going to be on a dark background. How are you going to make them pop? How are you going to make them stand out to help you get more clicks? So the first thing I like to do with my thumbnails is I like to use a big bold color as the background. Next, we're going to go into getting a picture of your face. People connect with humans. So when you clicked on this video, you connected with the picture of me on the thumbnail, considering that I'm another human being, and it creates more trust so that the person knows exactly what they're getting inside of the video. And the third thing that is really important is the text that you put on your thumbnail. Now, if you put too much text, it goes way too small and people can't actually read it. So try and limit the number of words to 3, maximum 4. The less words you can put on your thumbnail, the bigger you can make them, the more it can stand out, and it gives you a better chance of capturing that attention in those 2 or 3 seconds that you've got in order to get someone interested in your video and to get them to come over and click. So let's have a look at the 3 examples I've shown you, and let me walk you through what I've done in those thumbnails that are getting click-through rates of 17 and even 18%. So the first example is getting a click-through rate of 18%, and that's on 133,000 impressions. So this is a nice bright blue background, so it stands out from all other videos, and I've used a yellow background to the text URL, which is the main thing. People want to find their YouTube URL, and the YouTube logo is a nice one to have because people know what it means and they connect with it because they know and trust YouTube. So those small elements next to text are really important and helpful. Let's have a look at the second thumbnail. Okay, so we've got the same background, that bright blue. Can't see it as much because we made the text so bright, but we've got 3 words here: change your email on, and then the logo for YouTube. We've got a nice big picture of our face, and we're pointing to what the person is interested. So this creates a connection, and people can see straight away, even if the thumbnail is small, they know exactly what we're doing. We've got a click-through rate of 17% here on 1.1 million impressions. So it has proven over time to do really well. And on this thumbnail, we've got an intriguing, so we're pulling a little bit of a face, and this does help a lot. It creates that curiosity to be like, what is he up to? Why is he doing that? I want to find out, and that gets people to click on your video. Nice blue background, and then we've got verify your channel, so 3 words again, and then the YouTube logo, creating that connection. And then we've got these green ticks. and people connect that green tick with being verified on YouTube. So now that you know how to create thumbnails and YouTube titles to increase your click-through rate, I want you to go out and try and test this on your top 3 videos, the top 3 videos that have got the best view velocity right now, that are getting the most views, because that's going to give you the quickest result to increase your views. Just by tweaking that title and by tweaking your YouTube thumbnail, you can get views with the least amount of effort and saving you the most amount of time. So go and do that right now, and then let me know in the comments how it goes. If you have any questions about the thumbnails that you're creating or the titles that you're trying to decide on, let me know in the comment section down below and I'll be happy to help you out. If you want to see a walkthrough tutorial on how to create YouTube thumbnails, you can watch our video right here.